So it is Thursday, and just doing some GuitarZoom stuff, hanging out with some GuitarZoom members, and chatting about music a little bit. I was trying to give you some songs to think about on Thursdays that develop various techniques or thought processes or whatever it might be. So today what we're going to be doing is looking at 3 songs to try and develop your chordal arpeggios a little bit, more so just the way you think about picking these sorts of things. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a very small amount of 3 different songs. Hopefully it doesn't get blocked on whatever social media channel, but you just never know. So if it does, at least we were live and we were able to talk about it, and we'll go from there. Hey, Carl. Carl is here, and we'll just give a minute here for a couple more people to show up, and then we'll go ahead and get started. So what are chordal arpeggios? Well, basically, when we think of arpeggios, oftentimes we think of like more elaborate, and they could be stuff like that, no doubt about it. But today what we're going to do is we're going to use that in context of some songs, some popular songs, or maybe not so popular, depending. Upada is here. Hello. Glad to have you here. This is awesome. So what we're going to do here, Rory is here. Okay, now we got a few people coming in. Dan is here. Usually takes a few seconds for it to kick out there. Ron is here. Joe is here. Hey, everybody. Ron says, I'm at work now. I'm on my break. Very nice. Okay, cool. Hello, Martin. What do we got here? Good morning from Soggy, Austin. Very nice. Rick is here from Colorado. There he is. Hello to you. Awesome to have you here. Terry is here. Mike is here. Wow, okay, great. We got all kinds of people here. Well, this is awesome. Okay, so let me re-explain what we're going to do real quick here. I don't want to take too much of your time, but what we're going to be doing today, hey, Matt, hey, Kelly, Worship Guitar Dictionary is here. John from Israel is here. We're going to be talking about 3 songs, 3 small segments of songs to try and develop your picking a little bit using chords. So we could call these chordal arpeggios, okay? But really the point is, like when I was a kid, I would find songs that I loved or maybe liked or tolerated or whatever the case may be, to utilize to develop various techniques. So for instance, learning how to pick through a chord, right? Now when we pick through chords, and I'm going to show you 3 different examples here, and hopefully one of these 3 would be something that you could work with, okay? So with these 3 examples, when you're picking, there's a couple things you want to think about. Number 1 is are you going to pick downward, or are you going to use some alternate picking? And of course, it depends on the song. And there are many songs that you could choose from. I just chose 3 here this morning that I have played, I have taught, and I've actually really, one of them for sure, maybe 2 of them, I actually struggled with when I first learned how to play them. Hey, Archie. Hey, Austin. Hey, James. Hey, Ron. Roy is here. Edwin is here. Mounchester is here. Jason is here. Linda is here. Hello, Linda. Austin is here. Brian is here. Dan Lemon is here. Gord is here. Juka is here. Douglas is here. Hello, everybody. Hey, David. So the first one, again, I'm going to show you just a little bit of a clip of a song, because if I play too much, I'm just going to get shut down on whatever social media channel, and I might anyway, but at least we're here live hanging out. So here's the first one. It is yours alone. Okay, now, love the song, hate the song, it's irrelevant. I just want you to listen to it. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the reason I'm playing this one first is because it's the slowest of the 3. Yes, it's REM. Okay, so what I'm doing here is I'm going to be going from a D chord to a G chord. Hopefully you can hear that okay. Okay, so again, it's not really that I'm here to try and teach you the exact way to play this song. I want you to think about how to use songs. Hey, Scott. Hey, Christopher. How to use these songs as examples to develop your techniques. So for this one, for instance, the very beginning is in 6. So we're going on the 4th string here. I'm going to go 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3. So I'm going. So what I want you to think about here is a few different things. When you're picking, try and develop your dynamic. Make sure that you're picking, the fourth string isn't way too loud compared to the first string, something like that. Develop your timing, right? And you'll notice what I'm doing is I'm accenting 1 and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You see? Now, for me, what I do is on the fourth beat of the 6, I do that as an upstroke. Now, you don't have to at all. What I want you to do is figure out what works best for you. For some reason, in my brain, in my body, when I do that up pick, it tells me I'm going this direction. And that's just kind of what works best for me, okay? Now, what I'm going to do this time is, it sounds like Pattern from Oh Holy Night. Yeah, there's all kinds of different songs that do these. My point is that what you're trying to do is develop the reason I didn't use House of the Rising Sun is because it's more of a roll. And what I want you to try and work on today is the technique of picking each note independently, right? Stine time, yes it is, Daywalker. And then we're going to go to a G chord. Now I'm going to the 4-finger G like this. Hey, Mark. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to play 6, 4, 3. Those are my downs, the first 3 notes. And then I'm going to play first string, second string, third string. So I have... So now you're implementing a bit of string skipping as well. And again, none of this is overly difficult necessarily, but I just want you to think about your execution and your approach when you play this. What downs do you want? What ups do you want? How do you want to approach this to make it feel good to you? You see? Thanks, Jason. Jason said, my tone is always awesome. I appreciate that. Sounds like Love Hurts. Love Hurts would have been another one, although there's some chording and stuff in there as well as strumming. But again, a wonderful song, and I love playing that. So if we think about that first one, REM, we're going to think about the direction, the pick direction. We're going to think about the dynamics, the timing. And then, of course, we also need to think about chord changing, right? We're switching from D to G, and we want that to be as smooth as we possibly can. You see that? Hey, Andy. Hey, safe drive. JJ Tokyo. Jason says, oh, sorry about that. So anyway, so that's the first one. Okay, so if you're just getting started, you're using some open chords, this might be a really good one for you to look at. The next one is very dear to my heart, and a lot of people probably won't know this one, but when I was a kid, and I tell this story quite a bit, but when I was a kid, I learned how to play mostly by ear. I would take records and, I would put the needle and try and figure out what was going on in the songs. And there were some albums that were absolutely iconic to my practice because I would sit there and learn these songs over and over and over, learn these albums. And, one of them was High and Dry. One of them was Diary of a Madman. There were all kinds of different ones, but one of them was Iron Maiden, okay? Now, this song is Phantom of the Opera, so it's probably not known by everybody as much, older Iron Maiden, but I used to just love this album so much. And the part I want to show you is this. Not that, although the whole song's amazing, the whole album is amazing, the whole band is amazing. But the part I want to show you is this. That. Hey, Mateo. That. Okay? That part, I used to struggle with that thing. Now, let me get a little bit more distortion here. We'll go over here, turn off that. So this thing, let me bring it back just a little bit, and hopefully, again, we don't get blocked just yet. We get through our live lesson here. Right here. It's probably already too much, but for getting blocked. But the point is that part right there, when I was a kid, I couldn't pick that fast. And I used to just struggle with that part so much, and I would practice it over and over and over and over. And so I thought it'd be kind of fun to show you. So around 2 minutes into this song, Phantom of the Opera by Iron Maiden. Okay, I know, copyright coming. It's okay if they block the entire video. We're live right now. That's really the most important thing. I don't care if they take it down after this, okay? So it's you and me right now. So what I'm doing here is I'm going up to an E power chord, and I'm going to go 5, 4, 3, and then back to the 4. So again, the same thing's going to happen. I have to decide, do I want to down pick these? Do I want to use some alternate picking? What do I want in there? And then what happens is you just play the E and the D, so that right like that. So you'll notice I'm going from the E to the D, and then I go from D to C. Right? So it makes for a great little exercise. You see that? So that's where you start, is just trying to develop something like that. That's a really good one. Another one that I really enjoy playing is Bobo O'Reilly by The Who. Now, there's the keyboard part at the very beginning of that. That's the third one I'm going to give you. But there's a better, and I'm not saying it's a better version, but from a guitar player perspective, there's a Pearl Jam version where you can actually hear the guitar picking it as opposed to the keyboards. Now, I used to play this song in a band long before Pearl Jam had ever recorded a version of this, and we used to do something kind of similar than that. But what I want you to do is think about how, as I'm doing this, listen to this part right here. So now what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doubling up those notes, okay? So now, so I'm going to be, this one's in the key of E. I think the original Who version is in the key of F, but Pearl Jam is doing this in E, so. Yeah, Mr. Big did this as well. Thank you very much. Yeah, there's a bunch of them. I found a really cool Blue Man Group version. There's all kinds of different things. Hey, Steve, but this one's really nice. So what I like about this one, it's a little bit slower, maybe a little bit more attainable. Again, it depends on what you're looking for, whatever you like, okay? So what we're doing here is we're going from E, and we're playing down, up on the 5th string, on the 4th string, and on the 3rd string. My pinky sometimes, sometimes my pinky is down, sometimes it's not. It depends on the technique that I'm using. If I'm just playing, most of the time either my 3rd finger or my pinky will be braced down. Okay, but it depends on what I'm doing. Like if I'm doing this, I'm not touching anything now. You know, I'm palm muting, of course. See that? So if I play just a little bit more for you, and hopefully, again, if it gets blocked, it doesn't matter because we're doing this now anyway. See that? So that's a great way of learning how to do some doubling with your picking as well. So we've got the very beginning with Everybody Hurts doing this. Okay? And then we've got... Okay? Could you show us how you hold your pick when you do that? I'm just holding the pick the same way I always hold the pick. So I'm just I don't change anything about the way I normally pick versus what I'm doing right now. I'm not changing anything about it. I'm just holding the pick between my first finger and my thumb with the pointy end facing down, and that's all I'm doing. So I just tend to hold the guitar pick pretty close to the tip of the pick. That's how I tend to hold it, okay? So those are the 3 different songs to try and explore. Hopefully that helps you a little bit, gives you something to work on until next week. And then we'll get together and we'll hang out again. So everybody, take care. Have a wonderful weekend. Keep practicing. Hopefully these give you some ideas of some things that you can do.